How you all doing? Hope you're well. Mariana's in the chat. God bless you. Johnny with a woo. Woo woo. How you doing? I'll probably go live for about an hour. Got some snacks, some berries, and an apple yogurt. That'll get me through, and a glass of water. Coach this morning had a really good session. 7:30 a.m. The issue with that is I still got to sleep Friday night, knowing I have to wake up at like 6 because it's a long drive. But it's worth it when I get there. So I told you, Saturday mornings I coach. Rather than watching sports, I am coaching them. So, hey, John Francis. Hello. How you doing? So, this whole week I've been working on this book. I already had about half of it done. I've released it before, but I've added way more to it, significant amount to it. So what I'm going to do in this live stream, I'll go through the book. I'll go through each chapter, and then I'll go through a few other things that have been going on in the world. I'll talk about the Premier League a little bit. I'll talk about the surfer who died, whose first name is Israel, which is just crazy. Israel Barona, he died at 34 with a heart attack. Just his name, it's just there in front of you. From Ecuador. I didn't know there was many people from Ecuador called Israel, but maybe. So how much do we have? A few years. I think, again, this is not something I necessarily want to happen, that I am extremely confident in happening. I think we got till 2027. Again, like, you don't have to take my word for it. It's not something that I'm going to be upset with. But I think by 2027, the way of life that we have right now is just gone, will not exist. So I just enjoy every single day. I give thanks to God. I don't get unsettled by it because I've told you I don't fear death. I don't fear losing my possessions. So I just go a day at a time. I've been looking more into the tribulation, which is really interesting. Probably have to do a separate live about that. But what I'm going to do is just break down this book for you, okay? It's a book that you all have to read. It's a book that you won't find anywhere else in the world. And I can say that with conviction. You won't find a book like this anywhere else in the world, showing you how all professional sports are coded, how all the top stars are connected by the same code. You won't find it in a library. So it's well worth it. It is well worth it. All right, here we go. So I said, in this book, I will show you without a shadow of a doubt that professional sports are coded rituals and that they are all connected by a code. With my knowledge of numbers, geometry, symbolism, and biblical scripture, I will break down just how connected the most famous icons of this world truly are. And by doing this, I will completely change the way you see the world of professional sports. So you guys watching, you know how I operate. I use prime numbers, I use triangular numbers, Fibonacci numbers, square root numbers, gematria, numerology, date numerology, date durations, symbolism, the Bible. I use all of those things and I connect them all together, where I'm able to predict more often than not what's going to happen. But I get even more pleasure out of just showing you just how coded our reality is. So there's many chapters, guys. There's 59, 17th prime. So I'll just go through each one. I'm not going to read out what I've put because I'll be here all day because it's 260 pages. But I'll tell you each chapter. Like I said, some of you have read the original, but I have added a significant amount of chapters to the one that you read. So here we go. Chapter 1. A-list celebrities are connected by a code. Chapter 2. Sergio Aguero retires at age 33. Chapter 3. The relationships between Sergio Aguero, Diego Maradona, and Lionel Messi. We just had Messi win his 8th Ballon d'Or on Diego Maradona's birthday, who scored 8 World Cup goals. And we know Messi, Aguero, and Maradona all played for Barcelona. Sergio Aguero played his last ever game when he was playing for Barcelona. His last ever game was on Diego Maradona's birthday. 24 months later, Messi wins his 8th Ballon d'Or. Things like that. It's all over the book. You'll see the numbers. If you want to go next level with the coding and next level with seeing through the illusion of this system, you need the book. The 2022 FIFA World Cup final. Manchester City win the 2022-2023 Premier League title. Manchester City win the 2023 FA Cup final. Manchester City win the 2023 UEFA Champions League final and treble. Burnley and Vincent Kompany win the championship with a record 101 points. You can't say that you're shocked today that Burnley dropped to 119 in the league, can you? 119, a reflection of 9/11. Revelation 9/11 is about the king of the bottomless pit. King Charles is a fan of Burnley. So Burnley absolutely dominated the championship last season under Vincent Kompany. I show you why in this book. And now they're absolutely struggling. They just got beat comfortably by Crystal Palace. It's not like Palace are an amazing team, but again, Palace, Buckingham Palace, royal family, the 119, reflection of 9/11. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. Luton win the 2023 Championship playoff final. Show you why they went from non-league to the Premier League in 9 years. UEFA Europa Conference League final, West Ham versus Fiorentina. I'll show you why number 41, Declan Rice, guided West Ham to win that competition. I'll briefly talk today why I decoded Brentford to beat West Ham as well. I got everything right today apart from Arsenal. They got beat 1-0 thanks to number 10. And from what I heard in that game, it went to VAR 3 times for World War III. Did it go 3 times? Like the ball, I think the ball, did it cross the line or not? Then I think they went to VAR for an offside. And then they went to VAR for a potential foul. So I don't know how long that took. I'm sure it was at least a couple of minutes. I'm so grateful that I don't watch these games. And I rather expose them. So, did you see Man City won 6-1? This is game week 11, and number 11 got 4 assists and 1 goal, Doku, who I don't rate at all. But it's the code. Haaland went off at half-time after 45 minutes, the 9th triangular number. He had to fake an injury because he's on 11 Premier League goals. They had to keep him on that, like the code did. When I say they, I'm on about the code. The Iron Sheik dies the day that the Irons, West Ham United, win the UEFA Europa Conference League final. The Iron Sheik guy's connected to West Ham. How crazy is that? Teddy Sheringham decoded. That's a crazy code, how he connected to England winning the World Cup final in '66. Yukon Huskies win the 2023 NCAA National Championship. I'll show you how college sports are also coded at the highest level. Like, don't compare college sports in the UK, where there's a man and his dog watching, to college sports in the US, where there's tens of thousands of people watching, selling merchandise. The game's on ESPN. The top stars will go on to play in the NBA. Okay? The real top stars. Like, college sports in the US are off the charts and they're completely coded. Some people say college sports in the US are more popular than typical professional sports. Like college football is more popular than the NFL. And when I was in the US, it felt that way. When I was going on my bike ride, you would see the USC logo or the UCLA, and it'd have all the photos of the athletes that attended those colleges. I don't really see many like LA Rams or LA Chargers flags. Kansas City Chiefs win Super Bowl 57. That's crazy code. They'll probably go back again. Denver Nuggets win the 2023 NBA Finals. They won that 4-1. So many 4-1s, guys. Nikola Jokic Nuggets sweatshirt as child and Bruce Brown Nuggets jersey as a child, and first year on team together equals NBA championship. You have to read that one. That's crazy in itself. Vegas Golden Knights win the 2023 Stanley Cup 4-1. The day after Denver Nuggets win the NBA Finals 4-1. And we know that Texas Rangers just won the World Series 4-1. World Cup began with 41 days left in the year. You've got to start acknowledging these numbers. Denver Nuggets won the NBA Finals on the 41st US president's birthday. George Bush Sr. Xavi wins the lottery in Doha. Xavi's Barcelona win La Liga, because I coded them to win it last year. They did. Gerard Piqué and Shakira decoded. I've decoded their whole sham of a relationship and why it ended. Sergio Busquets' retirement by the numbers. Not retirement, Sergio's career by the numbers, sorry. Zlatan Ibrahimovic's retirement at age 41. Karim Benzema, former Real Madrid striker, joins Saudi Arabia champions Al Ittihad. Show you why. Why I said it were going to happen right after Ronaldo went there. Lionel Messi's PSG versus CR7 Saudi All-Star 11. Finished 5-4 to PSG. That was on 119, the game. 119, the year of the 119th World Series. Lionel Messi, 666 and 129. Argentine Alexis McAllister signs for the Reds Liverpool. I'll show you how coded that was. Napoli win Serie A 33 years after they last won it. Remember, they won it in the 33rd game of the season. Kings of the Europa League Sevilla win their 7th title. Jack Rodwell, Man City, Melbourne City, and another joker. Scott Carson ritual, the guy who's on the bench for Man City. Just made no sense to me. So I was like, I'm looking into this guy. Makes complete sense now. The Unabomber dies the same day Man City wins the treble in a Manchester Arena tribute. Lionel Messi's 700th career goal. Leon, Alexander Lacazette, and Queen Elizabeth II connections. It's crazy how much Lacazette and Leon connects to Queen Elizabeth. It's off the charts, actually. Leicester City get relegated 7 years after winning the Premier League, as Everton avoid relegation on the last game of the 2022-23 season. I have Leicester to go back up before the season began to win the league, and they're on 39 points right now, leading the league. Claudio Ranieri and Calgary gained promotion the season Leicester City are relegated. And we know Ranieri won the league with Leicester, which was outrageous when they got 81 points and then they fired him after coaching for Leicester for 81 games. I just can't get my head around how you can hire a coach who, by the way, his last game was coaching for Greece against the Faroe Islands and he lost. Then Leicester took a chance on him, wins the league, gets them in the Champions League. They did really well, and then they fired him because he lost a few games. They fired him because of the 81. You'll see in the code. Bayern Munich win their 11th straight title due to number 42 scoring the winning goal after 89 minutes, Musiala. The relationship between Jamal Musiala and Jude Bellingham, they came through the England academies together, then played in the Bundesliga together. PSG win record-breaking 11th French league title. Christian Eriksen decoded. Again, everyone in the right mind should be asking how on earth Christian Eriksen had a cardiac arrest and signed for Man United. And why would you buy him? If you're Man United and Ten Hag was saying, we want to fight it out for the title, why would you sign a player who's past his best, who just had a cardiac arrest, if it's not coded? Eriksen's done nothing for Man United. All right? He's had a couple of assists. When he was at Spurs, he was a really talented player. With or without the code, whatever you want to believe. He was a great player. Sign him then 4 or 5 years ago. Don't get him right after he's had a cardiac arrest. But again, I predicted he'd go to Man United the day after his cardiac arrest. Undeniable George Bush Sr. ritual in the MLB connected to the 2023 NBA Finals. I want to show you how all the sports are connected. Usain Bolt decoded. Of course, not many people are going to bet on sprinting, but it ain't just about winning money with this code. The fastest ever goal in international football, scored by a player from Saudi Arabia. Sheffield Wednesday win the League One playoff final in huge Windass family tribute. Martin Tyler, legendary commentator, leaves Sky Sports after 33 years. Lionel Messi scores a hat-trick on his 36th birthday. I told you all about the 36s. I've got a YouTube short about it with why they won the World Cup. England win the 2023 UEFA European Under-21 Championship final, 1-0. Mason Mount, Lucifer Satan, and 9/11. Again, what's Mason Mount done at Man United? Said he was overrated all along. Oh, what are you talking about? Well, he is. He ain't a great footballer at all. It's proven to be the case now. Denmark shocked the world and won Euro 1992. I wanted to look into that. It was all about Prince Philip, who was born a Danish royalty. That's why that tournament began on his birthday. That Sergio Aguero goal that won Man City their first ever Premier League title. I had to code that. Djokovic wins his 24th Grand Slam after winning the 2023 US Open. That's when he tributed Kobe Bryant, number 24. And I said he would win it in a Kobe riddle before the tournament. And then he wears a Kobe t-shirt after. That's the type of stuff, okay, where you can learn the code, say it's about Kobe, and then he celebrates victory by revealing his Kobe Bryant shirt. Those stuff go under the radar. All you hear is, well, Djokovic won. He was the favourite or second favourite. All right, big deal. No, I said it was about Kobe. He wore a Kobe Bryant t-shirt after he picked up his 24th Grand Slam. Celtic win the 2022-2023 domestic Scottish treble. So keep an eye on the Boston Celtics this year. Although there's a couple of teams with great riddles. Bobby Charlton dies at age 86. I put that code in. Lionel Messi's coded 8th Ballon d'Or win. Just see why he won his 8th Ballon d'Or through that code, which I posted 10 months ago. Manchester City beat Manchester United in Hughes 63 and Church of Satan ritual. Texas Rangers win the 119th World Series in the 9/11 Bush family and Georgia Guidestones ritual. South Africa win the 2023 Rugby World Cup in Nelson Mandela ritual. I coded that. Liverpool, Celtic and Newcastle ritualistic huge wins by the numbers. Liverpool beat Bournemouth 9-0. The day after, Celtic beat Dundee United 9-0. And we just had Newcastle beat Sheffield United 8-0 to become the first Premier League team to ever have 8 different scorers in one game. And then stay away from idol worship. Symbolism will be the downfall. So just showing you the symbolism. So a lot of people may have already read half of this book. And I know a load of people loved it. If you haven't got it, get it. Seriously. If you haven't got the updated one, you're going to want to read it. And it's the book you can read over and over and over again. And if you have any friends who are like open to it, you say, hey, give this book a read. And it'll start making more sense to you. Because it's that undeniable. I don't write these books for my ego. To say I've written 8 books, 9 books, that's just the reality. That's what I've done. But I write these books so you can look back on them and go, wow, it is coded. I want to learn this. I want to reveal this as well. To the point where you might set up a YouTube channel. All right? Because there's a lot of people, isn't there, in the coding world right now, but they're not on YouTube. They just stay on Twitter, and that's fine. That's what they want to do. But it'd be great if there were more people on YouTube doing this, revealing this, putting in the energy. Some great coders on my website. Set up a YouTube channel. Just do YouTube shorts. I'll promote you. And more people doing it, the better, because there's not many. Like on YouTube, who is there? Doing the sports and the gematria. There's me, there's Zach, but we'll see what's happened to him now. I'm not sure who else is doing it. If you have any name, Rambo, but he had to go off YouTube. And he was putting out 1 video every week, but amazing videos. So this is done. I'll be sending them out today. I'm not really doing much later on. I'll have to code the NFL tomorrow. I'll study the Bible a little bit. And then I might just chill out, you know what I mean? Might just have a little chill out session for a couple of hours. See if I'm able to do it. So yeah, if you're interested, just PayPal me and I'll send you the book pretty much instantly. And I hope you love it. Because the numbers that are in this book, you're going to see them everywhere. They ain't going to change. And all these war numbers ain't going to change. These 9/11 numbers, they ain't changing. You've just got to recognize them. Like straight away, like I said, Burnley 119. All right. And they were the favourites, or slight underdogs maybe against Palace. Still at home, weren't they? So if you have any questions about the book, let me know. And I'm just making one update right now. Give me 1 second. And then I'll focus on the chat and I'll go through the games today. And I'll answer some questions today about anything you want to quiz me on. I'll do my best to answer it. If I can't answer it, I'll just say, hey, I don't know. Right. And I'll send the books out after the live stream. I don't want to do it during it. Okay. Let's check the chat. Have you noticed on Twitter, I have 41 people that I'm following and 13.4 thousand followers. Kobe died at age 41 and his last game was on 13.4. That's not deliberate. I promise you it's not deliberate. But I love those things. Right, let's have a little look then. Oh, Darrell's here, brother, baby. Name of the book is very simple. Professional Sports Decoded Rituals. I've told you, you won't get a book like this anywhere. I've got in here the NFL, the Premier League, the Champions League, the Rugby World Cup final. I have like the Ballon d'Or win. I have the World Series in there. I have the Stanley Cup in there. Super Bowl in there. And you'll see all the numbers are related. It's all connected. It's all connected. Hey, Miss Jones, Alto, how you doing? Yeah, Simple Truth TV does it. He's decent. I think he's got a good mind. I think he actually cares as well. Simple Truth TV. He's aware of my work. I'm aware of his work. I don't think we've ever done a stream together. But he's got a really good mind. He's got a good mind for the numbers and narratives, and he sees things very well. I'm not sure he's coding every day, every sport. I don't know about that. Hopefully he is, and hopefully he's doing well. So I'll go through something that is really big here today with Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich. Harry Kane again with another hat-trick. So I had Bayern to win and Harry Kane to score away at Dortmund, but him getting 3 goals, guys, it's World War III. It's all about the war, is Harry Kane. Because he was born on the anniversary of World War I beginning. Harry Kane has every number with World War I, Queen Elizabeth, Prince Philip, and 9/11. He's got like every number. That's why he's as prolific as he is. And today he got a hat-trick 99 days after his birthday. And we know 9 times 11 is 99. But it's the 3, the World War III. Like last week I coded him, didn't he? He got 3 goals exactly 3 months after his birthday. And now this week, it's 3 months and 7 days. It's just staggering. It's number 9. He scored after 9 minutes. He was born with 156 days left in the year. 9/11, the 156 prime. He's just got every number, guys. Harry Kane. So I still don't rate him. To this day, I don't rate him. And I know he scores all these goals. It's just when I used to watch the game and I used to be a fan, if I'd ever watched Tottenham play, you'd be like, okay, he's probably going to score, but he ain't great to watch, is he? And I've said this, like, I like Son. I would watch him instead and focus on him because I feel like he can play. Just couldn't watch Kane. Didn't enjoy it. I had United 1-0 and 6-0 City. Well done on the 1-0 with Bruno scoring. Like, Chris, let me give you an example here without the code, right? I know you still watch all the games, which is absolutely fine. Have you noticed recently a lot of players, ex-players, have come out attacking Bruno? Have you noticed that? You've had Rio Ferdinand come out. somewhat attacking him, Roy Keane, Gary Neville, and then Rio backtracked and he kind of stuck up for him. A lot of people are saying Bruno shouldn't be captain for Man United, yeah? He's not captain material. That's been going on all week. He's not captain material. Why did Ten Hag make him the captain? So what happens in his game after? The captain steps up in the 91st minute and gets the winning goal. So now they can talk about it. They've got something to talk about, haven't they? Well, Bruno showed he was a captain in this game, stepped up when it mattered, when United desperately needed those 3 points. Who was there? Their captain. It's like, it's cringe. It's completely cringe at this juncture. So I'll go through the Bayern code. What stands out to me is Bayern will become 8-2-0 for the season with a win. And again, this is against Dortmund, their closest rivals, and it was away. Last season, both of these teams both finished on the exact same amount of points, 71. Dortmund went into that last game of the season 1-7 to win the league. This is what I'm talking about, like the in-play and being smart. They were 1-7. They were at home against a really poor team. They were 1-7 to win the league. All they had to do was match Bayern. They just had to win. They drew 2-2. And they were down 2-0. And I said in play, the game's going to finish 2-2. It's on my website. I said it'll finish 2-2. And then Bayern won, didn't they? Number 42, Musiala, 42 for the Beast, for War. He scored really late. Bayern won the league. So Bayern won the road today against Dortmund. They were minus 110. Harry Kane to score and Bayern to win was plus 210. And that's the stuff that you've got to acknowledge sometimes. Okay, Kane scores. I said he'd win the Golden Boot. Okay, that's what he does. Going to get no credit for that. But it's just saying when he's going to score, how many he's going to score, why he's going to score. It's different to just saying Harry Kane's going to score. We know today almost everybody who did an accumulator lost because they had Arsenal, yeah? There was one guy on my site, I think I got 5 out of 6. Arsenal was wrong. He lost his ACCA because of Arsenal. Why not take Newcastle 2-1 before the game kicks off? All the other games were in. I can't comprehend it unless they don't have the finances. I can't comprehend how you can get all them right, set yourself up in this position, and then just, I'll let it run. I'll just let it run. Away at Newcastle. They won 1-0, number 10. Man City are going for their 10th league title. Hey, Jackie Thomas, there's esoteric energy that's going on, right? Yes, for sure. When people say that it's not coded, they always say that the players can't be controlled or be fixed. What's the best thing to say to them? That none of them at that level are in control of their bodies and minds on the pitch. It could very well be demonic possession, but they're not in control. I've done this for too long. It's too perfect. West Ham game with Brentford today, connected to the royal family. That's why West Ham scored after 19 and 26 minutes. Queen was born 1926. I would just say that the players are possessed on the pitch. And then off it, they're not. But I believe that they wholeheartedly believe that they are in control. It's like a combination. So we'll never get to the bottom of it. But it's coded. Again, if you purchase my book, I'll plug it a few times today because I don't plug my books enough. If you purchase my book, that's the proof you need. Now, will your friends read it? No, because it's gonna drive them insane. It's gonna hurt their mind. It's gonna shatter their illusions. But if you're open to the code and you're asking those type of questions, my book will at least prove that it's coded. I have proven that it's coded. I don't know who's behind the code. I think it's God. I think Satan's also infiltrated it. it looks like it's man, but then when I study the Bible, it's spiritual wickedness in high places. It's not against flesh and blood. So I don't give all the credit and glory to man and secret societies. I'm not saying they're not members of them. They clearly exist. They're not controlling it, and they're not dictating our reality. All right? At all. But there's this occultist, secret, sacred knowledge that many people have and have had it probably since they were a kid. I've come across it a few years ago. I love how 9 and 23 have connected this year. Even the UK hosted Eurovision for the 9th time. Yeah, it's been brilliant. That's why Arsenal stayed on 23 goals and 9 conceded. It's why I told Decoding Oz it's going to stay 1-0. Because of that. I should have put it on my website, but I'm not always doing it. 23-9 is when Brady made his debut. 23-9 is when Pope Francis visited the White House. King Charles became, well, he was coronated. 239 days left in the year. It's really big. Haaland last year had that killer season. He's age 23. He wears number 9. It's a huge number, 239. It really is. And you add them up, it's 32. And we know there's 32 rays on the Society of Jesus' logo. We know how big the number 32 is in this realm. It's huge. Really big. I'll buy the book. I appreciate that, AGP. I think you'll really like it. It's 260 pages. It's less than $10. And it's a book you can read over and over and over and over and over again. I've worked so hard on it. And I know I can always add and add and add. I could, but it's done now. That book's done. It's over. All you have to do, AJ, you send $9.11 to my PayPal. It comes through to me, and then I send the book out as a PDF. And some people print it. Most people don't. We're in the modern world. Most people don't bother. Everything's digital now. But I'm very happy with this book. I do believe it's a book that can just really help people. If they're serious about questioning the reality, then this book will help them get to the next level. Because I'll tell you something I've realized, which I kind of discussed earlier. It's the same numbers. And I'm not saying like it's the same 2 or 3 numbers. It's like the same 10 to 12 numbers that appear and hit. So I completely understand the logic of, well, there's so many numbers, you can find whatever you want to find. I get it. I do understand that logic and why people would say that, but it's the same numbers that keep hitting over and over and over and over and over again. And when you see those numbers, you can start looking for those numbers, and that's where you can do what I do and go, right, these numbers are there, this number keeps hitting. Time after time after time after time, I think it's going to hit again. And then you start learning these numbers heavily connect more with this team or with that team or with that person. Like Denver Nuggets won the NBA Finals 4-1 this year. They began their campaign this season 4-1. They won the NBA Finals on the 41st US president's birthday. So I was like, okay, they're going to drop Dallas to 4-1. If anyone's going to drop Dallas to 4-1, it's Nuggets right now, because they're connected to 41 more than any team right now. So you do that, and then boom, Dallas dropped to 4-1. You start making these connections. Steph Curry, we've got the war in Israel. I said he's going to dominate this year. You might say, well, he's great. Well, he didn't do much last season. But now Israel's at war. The Warriors are going to do much better. And Wardle Stephen Curry is going to do much better. And he's just absolutely killing it. And yesterday he got the winning shot with 0.2 seconds left on the clock. It is wild. It's why I coded the Warriors to win the NBA before the season began, after Russia invaded the Ukraine and pretty much started that war between them. And then he became 4-2 in NBA Finals after beating the Celtics 4-2. And war equals 42 and World War equals 42. And Albert Pike said there would be 3 world wars. And he died on 4-2. So you've got to somewhat see the theme. The Chiefs are doing so well because that connects to war. And the Chiefs and Commanders with Operation Warp Speed. All right, that's why Kelsey is pushing this. It's wild. The Eagles are doing so well. All right, that's biblical. And Philadelphia is the 6th church of the Bible. And they've got the best record, as far as I'm aware, right now in the league. So I said this to Decoding Oz later. Decoding Oz said this about me, right? He's one of the few coders I really respect. I don't know him. I've never spoken to him. I just know he's from Australia and he's got a real gift. And he just told me my ego's too much. And I just get a buzz out of the codes, guys. I don't need a pat on the back. You don't need to email me thanking me or anything. But when I do these codes, I still go, wow. Wow. And when I post them, like, look at this unbelievable code. I'm not meaning it to sound like, look at me. I'm meaning that, look at the unbelievable code. When I do these live streams, I tell you, don't I? You don't have to like me or worry about what I'm wearing or anything like that. Don't have to, but appreciate the work. Like, appreciate the work. Because it is, when I say it's incredible, the work is. I'm not saying I am, or I'm not meaning to say I am incredible. I'm saying the work is. This book that I've written is incredible. It is. Nothing like it. But I ain't doing book deals, am I? I ain't going to go around signing books, telling people I'm an author. Because it's just not, I'm not into that. But I'll tell you how good it is. Why not? Why can't we do that every now and again? Why we got to be so humble all the time? You got to have that conviction and belief. I say this, I've accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. I'm going to heaven. I've got conviction. That's where I'm going. I've been saved. And then many other people go, you can't have that conviction. You have no right. All right? For me, I still fear God's wrath, but I do believe that I'm going. It doesn't mean I'm going. It doesn't mean I'm cocky or arrogant. I have conviction that I've been saved, that I have a relationship with Christ. Too many people just want to be so humble all the time. We all have an ego, guys, as well. I think the people who say they don't have an ego are the ones with the biggest ego. We all have an ego. How do you dare deny that you don't have an ego? Come on. It's you don't need to know the name of the book or anything. You just, if you send me 9/11, I'll send the book. It's just showing that professional sports are coded rituals. It's in the description. It's in the description. I have like 8 books and I'm nearly finished the 9th. 4-0 Villa would be paying numbers. How crazy if Villa win tomorrow and Liverpool, Arsenal are like 5th. It can just change, man. It can just change in an instant. 1 win, 1 loss. So again, we can't get too carried away at the beginning of a season where a team is. See where they are in the last game of the season. You know what I mean? It's going to be a tight season. So you'll send me the ebook to my email. Yeah, brother. When you send the money, your email comes through. It confirms that you've sent me it. I send the book instantly. And you should read it today if you've got any spare time. I think you'll really like it, mate. And then if you have any questions about the book, I'm more than willing to answer them if you email me. I'll give you a bit of guidance about how I do what I do, like daily. So I'll give you an example. I didn't finish that code off, did I? That Bayern code, because I went off on one. What stands out for me is Bayern will become 8-2-0 for the season with a win. 9/11 began at 8:20 a.m. It's fourth versus second, and the recent anniversary of 9/11 was exactly 42 months after COVID-19 was declared a global pandemic, and the Queen died 911 days after that. One of Bayern's best players is Jamal Musiala, who wears number 42. He got the winning goal for Bayern last season to win them the league. He had a goal today, and it got disallowed by half a yard. World War 42, war equals 42. Harry Kane, we know Kane was the first son of Adam and Eve, was born on the 79-year anniversary of World War I beginning, so he may pop up with a goal, as he also connects heavily to the royal family and 9/11. Dortmund will drop to 6-3-1 in the league. 6-3-1 is the 115th prime, and they can come into 11-5 with this record. So seeing those little things, seeing the 115 and seeing that tomorrow's date is 115. So just knowing off the top of my head 631 is the 115th prime gave me confidence. But it was just by the way, Bayern Munich beat Dortmund 4-2 last season as well. That's what gave them that slight advantage in the league. They beat them 4-2. I remember I was out with my friends. I said, who's winning this? I said, Bayern. Oh, Bayern. Good call. I was like, you asked me who's winning out of Bayern and Dortmund. I just told you Bayern. And I think they went up like 2-0 in the first 15 minutes. It's not a big shout calling Bayern. Mate, I'm not saying it's a big shout. You asked me who was going to win. I told you with extreme confidence, Bayern. I'm not putting it in your face. I think someone, look, 2-0 Bayern. I went, told you. Maybe it was the I told you. But I don't mean it like arrogantly. I was like, what do you want me to do? Just have a face like that? I told you Bayern are winning that game. I think I said that. I told you Bayern are going to win it. Odds, it's Bayern. Best team in history of Germany. Jeez, get over yourself. And I'm like, what do you mean, get over myself? Not boasting. I ain't boasting. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm like, sometimes like, I just kind of want to stop. Whatever you do is just somebody says something. It's like, anyway, sorry. Let me stop. Hey, O'Malley, God bless you. Is the time 42 minutes past the hour? I didn't know that. Much respect from Ireland. Football equals 6-3-1 triagonal. Tomorrow is American Football Day. Interesting. Yeah, I'll be coding some of those games. What's your sport, Justin? Do you play or do you watch sports? Are you not interested? I know a lot of Americans, when it comes to the NFL, it's like they love it. They spend the whole day in front of the screen. My nan was born in 1939 and died on 4/2/2017. That is war, yeah. God bless you, nan. Man City's first 4 goals added up to 164. And Man City equals 163. I'm confused. Is that a mistype, an error? All you need to know is on the 11th game week, number 11 got 4 assists and 1 goal. And I don't rate him at all. I read the Brentford code out. I think that was my favourite because they went down 2-1 and they became a really good price. I said this as well. I said, in a one-off game, Brentford became better value than the Eagles to win the Super Bowl or the Celtics to win the NBA in one game. And I know that not everybody has the money to do this and has the patience and has the time. It's like it's a full-time job because I did it for 9 months. My livelihood was gambling. It was. I've told you this. It was my job, and I worked more hours than I would in an office job. It was all day, coding, watching, betting in play, coding. It's just intense. Financially great. Other than that, probably wasn't worth it. So Brentford became 5-1 in play, plus 500, and they won. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you trust the code, if you're like, Illusion, I really like what he does. This is my favorite code today. I'm going to back Brentford at the beginning because they're plus money. And if they go down, you know what? I might go in again. But I saw when it was 1-1, the numbers that were going to happen, in my opinion. They're usually right. I'll explain. So the opening goal was after 11 minutes in a game that had 5 goals. 11's the 5th prime. Opening goal after 11 minutes, and the score became 1-1, like 11 after number 14 equalised for West Ham. Now read the code and you'll see why that's significant. After 11 games, West Ham can stay on 14 points. King Charles III was born on 11-14. Super synced with West Ham, who play at the Olympic Stadium. Super synced. Brentford can pick up their 16th point in the league after winning their 4th league game of the season. 16, the square root is 4. 4 times 4. Brentford can stay on 4 draws and 4 losses in all competitions. The game's on 11-4, and 11 times 4 is 44. And they can get their 4th win in the league and stay on 4 draws. So all these 4s, pretty shocked that there wasn't 4 goals in it, but there were 5. But we know why, because of the 11. Brentford will become 4-4-3 in the league with a win. That's the 86 prime number. Argentina won the 2022 FIFA World Cup a day after the Pope's 86th birthday to win their first World Cup since 86. And they won their 3rd World Cup 44 years after winning the first. So I know a lot of you right now, if you're new to my work, what's Argentina winning the World Cup in 78, 86, 2022 got anything to do with Brentford beating West Ham on November the 4th, 2023? You're reaching. There's no significance. The fact is, it's the code. It's not so much the connections. Like Tyson Fury, all right? He won his boxing match, yeah, which I coded. He got knocked down in the 3rd. All right? Who was he fighting against, guys? Who was Tyson Fury? Who did he beat? When everyone like, he shouldn't have won, it wasn't fair. Who was he up against? He was against a UFC fighter. And again, I should know this. I can't remember because I don't care. Like, as a fan, who did he beat? Who did Tyson beat? Do you think Lewis Hamilton can win tomorrow because the 44th week of the year? Well, that is his car number. I think it's too obvious. I think a riddle like that's too obvious. For me, I would need more, but if he does, you know why. I haven't looked at the odds. I'm sure he's what, like 10-1. Sometimes it is just that. It's that blatant. But again, I'd have to look at it. I can't just say I would need more than that. Yeah, Francis Ngannou, however you pronounce his name. So Francis was wearing black and white, and Tyson was wearing the gold and green. The same day, South Africa beat New Zealand in the Rugby World Cup final. South Africa, gold and green. New Zealand, black and white. The gold and the green won. The colours have a say. So, again, like with what I do, it's so much and it's enjoyable. I'm saying, like, I'm a detective, but I don't solve every case. Can I get a woo? You might be a doctor. You ain't going to save every life. You might be a teacher. You're not going to make all of them get 100%. I'm a coder. I code our reality at a really high level. I don't get everything right every time I open my mouth or type something. But I solve most of the cases. So doing this, like I said, there is numerology, there is gematria, there's symbolism, there's colors, there's world history, there's biblical scripture. All right. There's so much to factor in. You have to acknowledge the mainstream as well and what they're reporting. Try and see if they're trying to trick you and manipulate you, because that's what they do. So there's so much that goes into it. And that's why the more you realize what numbers are important, what colors are important, like we know, don't we, in 2022, the Warriors won the NBA Finals, blue and yellow. LA Rams won the Super Bowl 56, blue and yellow. Real Madrid won the Champions League. They're blue and yellow in the jersey. Ukraine, that was the same year Ukraine got attacked, blue and yellow. So I ain't saying it's as simple as that, and I'm not saying every single team who wore blue and yellow won. But you can see those numbers. I think the most important color right now, I'm seeing is blue. It's all over the show. And it might connect to Israel. I believe it. Remember, Israel's colors are the same as Argentina's. Man City just won the treble. Maybe that changes. Maybe it's going to go to red, green. But you just got to put it all together. Put it all together and do it consistently. And that's the hardest bit. I think all of you in the chat can probably code and code well. But it's doing it every day, which is the challenging thing. It's like, again, winning a league. If you win a league, the Premier League, you can't just win a couple of games, can you? You've got to be consistent throughout to be high level. Yeah, I've listened to Daft Punk. They're French, aren't they? Verstappen should win tomorrow. I'll look. I'll look. Right now, I'm not going to code it from top to bottom, but let me have a glance. Barcelona winning, good. Right. Where is it? The autumn. Okay, it's here. Let me see the odds. But why is he 1-7? Is he pole position? Just straight away, Verstappen's winning. Well, what's Hamilton? 18-1. Right, so it's in Brazil. Verstappen, yeah, is pole position. Hamilton's going from grid 5. Remember, you got Verstappen, he rides for Red Bull. It's Lucifer, Red Bull gives you wings. Right. The race is tomorrow, right? Is that what you're saying? I need to know his season stats. I got every Verstappen race right, but then I stopped doing it. I got one wrong. Maybe I think I got one wrong, actually, with Verstappen. Right, where it's tomorrow. So 36 days after his birthday, that is winning it. This guy is Mr. Satan himself. 666 is the 36th try. Span of 331 days before his birthday. Final verse of Revelation is Revelation 22:21, the 331st prime. Verstappen wins. Done. Those two Bible numbers with Verstappen, he's been hitting 36s all season. So 36 days after his birthday. And a span of 331 before his upcoming. I want to see. Anybody know how many races has he won? He's won most of them, and he hasn't won them all. Like, which race is this? I'm just looking into where it's at. So it's in Sao Paulo. All right. Brazilian GP. And this is, I'll tell you something that does wind me up with what I do. So if Verstappen wins, is 1-7, you expect him to win, yeah? Unless there's a major upset, anything can happen in these sports. But you can do the greatest ever code for him to win the race. Like profound. And you could even predict how quickly he's going to do it. People just say he's 1-7. Do you know how annoying that is? You want to help people like, look, no, we live in a coded reality. Here's why he is the world's #1 Formula 1 driver. This is why he won again today to get this win. It's like it was 1-7. Get 100-1 and then I'll pay attention. It's like, no, there's a reason why those 100-1s don't hit, or it's once in a blue moon. So they don't have the code to hit. So what you say, so Verstappen's on pole, all right. Verstappen win 5 in a row from his 11th pole of the season. And somebody said Lewis Hamilton is number 44 and obviously 44 weeks into the year. All right. UK had its biggest floods in 36 years. I knew City were getting 6 today after getting beating United 3. That's smart. Haaland got 36 goals in the league last season. 116 can win 17 after winning his 7th sprint. Told you, Alto is the Prime King. That should be his nickname. Instead of Alto, the Prime King. Keeps it simple with those primes. And when I say keep it simple, it is in no way talking down to him. He keeps it simple, efficient, boom. Like I just did. I don't do these massive long page daily picks anymore. I look at the standings and I take it from there. So like the Brentford one, Brentford can get their 20th win versus West Ham and stay on 23 losses. And it's the last time they'll meet this season. Well, not this season, but in 2023. So 20th win, stay on 23 losses, it's 2023. Sounds basic, but it's this. In their 11th league game, West Ham can get their 5th loss, 11 months and 5 days before Brentford coach's birthday. 11 is the 5th prime. That was last night. What happens? The opening goals after 11 minutes, the game ended with 5 goals. That's the stuff. Not, oh, Brentford have a good home record. Okay, fair enough, they came from behind. Half decent. It was about 1-1-5, and the opening goal was after 11 minutes, and they won in a game that had 5 goals. That's what I like to do. And when I go, whoa, I don't bet, guys. I didn't win tons of money today. I'm not posting betting slips online. It's just, I like to do this still. But it's tiring at times. You reckon? I think Verstappen's winning this. How many races has there been? So he's going for his 17th win of the season, yeah? How many hasn't he won? About 5? What race is it, Alto? Is it the 23rd of the season? I don't know too much about Formula 1. It's just very easy to code right now because Verstappen's just as good as he is. And he pretty much wins every race. So the race is on 11.5. There, again, another one. That 11.5 is not missing, I don't think. All right, 71 laps. Israel got attacked on Putin's 71st birthday. It might be about war. What's Brazil got to do? We know the Christ the Redeemer statue, that's in Rio, innit? Where can I find their season stats? Right. Max Verstappen season results. Finding it hard to find. Usually when I'm looking for stats, I can just find them instantly. Right. I think I found them. The last race was the last race in Mexico? Cheers. We'll start from his 31st career pole. Then it's done. Alto, you've done it. Verstappen will start from his 31st career pole, his 11th pole of the season, get his 5th win in a row. 31, the 11th prime, 11, the 5th prime. That's over. I wouldn't put your money on. Well, if you really like Hamilton and you've got a gut instinct and you've got a couple of dollars spare, do it, because you'll probably want to punch me in the face if he wins it. But I think that 31-11-5 is Verstappen. And remember, oh, wow. You know, I said the 331 days with Verstappen. Well, Verstappen was 33 and now he's number 1. So that is over for me. I'm sounding arrogant here and maybe I'm wrong. But he was 33 and now he's 1, yeah? His car number. And it's a span of 331 days before his birthday. I don't see how he doesn't win. And look at this, Alto. Yeah, 331's the 67th prime, which is the 19th, which is the 8th. Guys, Verstappen, the last race he didn't win. You're going to know the answer. The last race that Verstappen didn't win, where did he finish or where did he place? You might know it if you're a big fan of Formula One. I know some people are. He finished 5th. The last race, he finished 5th. The last race he didn't win. And just stuff like that. And he went from grid 11, yeah, like you said. That was on 17.9, the 41st prime. I wonder if that had anything to do with Texas Rangers. Saw all my codes for them. And by the way, just so you all know, I don't know why you get this in your head and attack me. I never said Texas Rangers would win the World Series before the season began. Never once. So when I say World Series code, I coded the World Series for them to win the World Series. In no way did I say it was before the season began or imply that. It's like if I say World Cup final code, it's not me saying I coded who's going to win the World Cup, is it? Or NBA finals code. So just before you make accusations, read it. Read what I put. It was the World Series code. That's just frustrating, man. So anyway, we can move on from that. Took 10 points when Car 55 won. Wow. United won 10 and have like 145 goals. Man United, I bet they go 6-1-6 to start the league campaign. Right now, they're 6-0-5. That means they're going to draw and lose the next 2. I don't know. There's no deep code, but it's the alternate number of the beast. Unless they go 6-0-6. I don't know about 7-0-5. I know Israel was founded 75 years ago. I just have to go. This is why you have to go a game at a time. Not obsess over futures. Just go a game at a time. See where the games are going. I don't even know if Man United are playing next. My code's City Foot League before the season began in Haaland. I know Arsenal's code's outrageous. I know Decoded Oz is certain they're going to win. And a part of me, a small part of me wants them to. I told him that. I said, if Man City win the league with my code and Haaland Golden Boot again, like I did last year, what are people going to say to me? I said this to him. I said, it ain't ego. I said, what are they going to say to me? You called Man City to win league? And Haaland golden boot, my 5-year-old son could do that. That's what they'll get. That's what they'll say to me, right? It's like, and then I might get defensive and go, yeah, but have you seen all the 68s? And did you see the code and how crazy the code is? And maybe Man City became 3-1 in the season because Arsenal were up by 10 and they came back and won it. Very similar last season. Arsenal were cruising it. They were top of the league for 248 days. But my point is this. It's that mindset which is exhausting. So there is a small part of me that wants Arsenal to win it. I'm not competing with other coders. I don't have to at all. There you go. Arsenal won the league. Go to Decoded Oz. He'll show you why. Then people go, okay, well, they were 5-1, 6-1. Now that's a shout. Now I can invest in this knowledge. Called a big underdog. City win it with a perfect code. People don't care. Like the Verstappen. This Verstappen code is just so clean. We've done it in 2 minutes. Who's going to care if he wins? Now, if Hamilton wins, and that guy said, number 44, Hamilton's going to win exactly 44 weeks into the year, and he tells all of his friends, and they all put 50 quid on Hamilton at 18-1, they're all going to tell him, you're a genius. Wow. Numbers do mean something. Now, if he gives them the Verstappen code and he wins, what do you want me to do with 1-7? What am I supposed to do with that? And if he doesn't win Verstappen, he's going to get hammered, yeah? Oh, my word, 1-7, you can't even get a pick right. This code's obviously bullshit. It's why you've got to get past not really being that upset by what people say. You can't win with this. You can't win doing what I do. But it ain't about winning. It's about sharing knowledge, isn't it? Helping each other. Lando Norris a non-starter, is he? No, you can, Justin, you can second guess me as much as you want. I like it. I've told people that. Second guess me. Trust your own instinct if you have belief. I ain't going to get everything right. I'm proud of my hit rate. Month after month, I am. But you could be right. So, he's a non-starter, so no, you can't. You've got to research like deep. You've got to go deep. Red Bull going for 19th win of the season. All right, then. I'll post this Verstappen code later today. And you can't. Can you bet him play on Formula One? Yes or no? I don't know. I don't think I've ever bet on it. I've coded it many times. I've never placed a bet. Can you? Did the odds change with Formula One? Or is it just you've got them from the beginning? They do? Didn't know that. Thank you. Didn't know that. I thought that's the odds. Like, it's like with a horse. I thought it was like horse racing. The Red Bull equals 115. Wow. I thought it was like a horse. You can't bet him play on a horse, can you? It's not like he's approaching the final furlong. You go, right, I'm going all in on number 6. Just whoever your horse is, that's your horse, yeah? I thought it was like that with Formula One. Good to know. But then again, there's pit stops in Formula One. You can crash. I can kind of make... But you can also have horses get injured during a race. But I'm sure Verstappen, he leads and then nobody overtakes him. Or if they do, it's because he's having a pit stop and then he just comes back and goes, see you later, guys. Verstappen has every number with Messi as well, by the way. He has every single number with Lionel Messi. And he's the GOAT, isn't he? They're both the GOATs of what they do. Chris, when it comes to the code, it's definitely even more complex than what I know. We just got to grow with it and study it and not not feel like we've completely cracked it. We're not behind the code. None of us are. We're aware of it. Many of us have a gift for seeing the patterns and seeing the numbers. I think it's just a gift itself, seeing the numbers. All of you in the chat see the numbers. You've accepted that we're in a coded reality. Don't mean you have to get every sports game correct. Like for me, my book about Donald Trump to be the next president, that was great for me. I enjoyed writing that. I learned so much about American history from writing that book and history in general. I was like, whoa. Didn't know most of that stuff. I like doing that. I like looking into stuff. That's why I write the books. It gives me more incentive to study. So, okay, I'm going to write a book about this. I need to study it. That's why I write all these books. Otherwise, I'd be like, oh, it's somewhat interesting. But I always want to go next level. That possibly Alto. The reason Ten Hag is the Red Devils head coach is because of that. It was born on 2-2. And it connects to Revelation because there's 22 chapters in Revelation. That's why the Red Devils coach was born on 2-2. It's all coded, the Ten Hag. But again, let me look at the Premier League table. I bet they're not even that far behind. City on 27, Man United on 18. So they're 9 points off top. Not completely shocking, is it? City. Who have they got next? Chelsea away. I think Chelsea play Spurs on Monday, don't they? That'll be an interesting game. Yeah, I don't need to worry about that right now. Just looking at the table, I've not gone into a trance. Liverpool win tomorrow the 8-2-1, which is Maradona, 8 goals in 21 World Cup games. They're playing, you said they got Luton. Luton are 1-2-7, oh my word. Luton are 1-2-7. Buildings 1-2-7 came down on 9/11. Don't know what. Luton could lose 11 games, stay on 5 points. We just said all that. 11's the 5th prime. How many points would Liverpool go on? 26, huge Queen number. But if Klopp draws his next game, he's on 1,933 all-time points. That's when Hitler became the Chancellor of Germany. I think he's on that amount of points. Maybe Liverpool's probably my favourite team to code. Klopp has the 616th birthday. Luton pull off the shock, go 2-2-7. 49th prime, pi, 22 divided by 7. I don't know how they're going to beat Liverpool. Who else is playing tomorrow? There always seems to be a shock, guys. So that's something to learn, right? Forest, Villa, everyone's going to go Villa. They're just going to go Villa. Just thinking about as a regular guy here. Liverpool, Luton, they're not even going to question the possibility of Liverpool not winning. So if there's 2 games in league tomorrow, if you do Villa, Liverpool, I do this. I never bet, but I do this. Liverpool, Villa is plus 126. Oh, wow. Kobe's death date. Plus 126 for that double. Everyone's going to take that. Everyone is going to be on that. Every regular bettor tomorrow, sat on their ass at home, is going to bet on Villa and Liverpool double. They just are. If Villa win 11 games, 25 points, it's when Maradona died. They get the 8th win. Messi just won his 8th Ballon d'Or. Maradona scored 8 goals. It's not massive, is it? Like they probably would pay that out. I said before the season began, Forest will go down, but they're doing okay, but not great. They're 16th. If they draw, they're 11 points after 11 games. That's Remembrance Day, honouring those who lost their life during World War I. I'll say this, if Villa don't win, Liverpool win. It's that simple. They won't have them both not win. It's just whether they'll have them both win. Bournemouth dropping to 137 was a gimme, 33rd prime. What is it with Crystal Palace? They're always like the same position. They're always right in the middle of the league every season. Well, I got a hole in my beard. The heck? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Bolton would beat Liverpool a lot. So again, you have to consider this as a coder. Who's everyone going to bet on? They're going to go Liverpool, Villa, and they're not even going to second guess. And I bet they go Real Madrid as well. Let me check La Liga. Real Madrid are going to win. Who have they got? Because I know they're 9-11 right now. Rayo Vallecano. They're 8th in the league. All right, Real Madrid win. Rayo Vallecano will have 12 games played, 17 points. That's the Pope's birthday. Real Madrid, 31 points down. 1 loss, 1 draw, 31 the 11th prime. Vallecano can stay on 5 draws. I'm seeing the odds now. It's not great. Minus 350. But again, you never know. Madrid have scored loads of late winning goals. Madrid are probably going to win the next 2. They'll go 11-1-1. That 11-11. So if, oh my word, look. If Real Madrid win the next 2 games, they're going to be 11-1-1. And they can get that record by beating Valencia on that date. Can you believe that? If Real Madrid win the next 2 games in the league, they're going to go 11-1-1, and they can go 11-1-1 by winning on 11-11. 12-17 is Odegaard's birthday. As soon as he was out, that was like, when they do this right before a game, team's captain's out, Odegaard. Well, if Odegaard was playing, they do that so often. They do it in the NBA. Star players out 15 minutes before the game because he's got stomach cramps. Changes everything. I'm not saying it's about the ability. It does. When a star player is out, and today it was Odegaard. You think Villa, Liverpool are going to win? The odds, well, again, if Forest beat Villa for me, or even get a point, I ain't going to be like, whoa. If Luton beat Liverpool, that's a shock. That's an actual shock. Villa dropping points to Forest, I don't see that as a shock. But I'm just saying the average bettor will just throw heavy on Villa. Villa in form, Villa quality. Ollie Watkins might score, number 11, game week 11. He seems to score all the time these days. Yeah, Justin, 38, 115. Type in Lucifer. It's 38 and 115. So, yeah, I'm going to have a bit of a... Is anybody going to buy this book? I'd appreciate it. It's quality. It really is. It's a shame if people don't. All right, somebody's got it here. Aaron. Let me send it to you. Cheers, Aaron. I appreciate it. I've got your email. And there's another person, but gmail.com. I'll get it to you. I'll send you it now, mate, if you're still watching. Where is it? I think, again, eventually, my books, everyone's going to want them in a year. When they're here, but I'm telling you, within a year, when all the stuff comes to fruition, they're going to want to read these. Where's the compressed one? Give me a moment. What's the date today? All right. It's going to be here. I've got so many books that I can't find it. All right, I think it's here. What's the time now? 13:44. I've got to be a bit more organized here, guys. My bad. Wow. Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. All right. Done. All right, guys, I'm going to get off. I appreciate you all. Thanks for your inputs. Do I celebrate Bonfire Night? No. I think that's only in the UK because it's Guy Fawkes. Remember, the UK went into their second lockdown on 11/5 with 56 days left in the year. Tomorrow should be quite easy to code with all the 56s. I wonder if Salah scores tomorrow, number 11. Game week 11. We'll see. Miss Jones, I would appreciate that. I don't know exactly what you're into. The Trump books, I think the Trump book's my favorite. It's hard to pick a favorite. I think it's best having, don't buy them all. I'm not saying buy them all, but if you have them all, it all makes sense because they all connect. But yeah, I'd appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Right. Haaland, 11 goals, 11 games. Yeah. That's why he came off with a fake injury. It's just crazy how it's all done. Erling Haaland leaves the field hobbling. And that's when I'm like, is he faking it? If he's faking it, he knows. Or is he injured? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, if he's faking an injury, he knows he's deceiving the public. And he went off hobbling. And I've given you all the numbers why. Came off after 45 minutes, the 9th triangular number. Stayed on 11 goals in week 11. And then number 11, they'll probably make a whole headline. Doku shines as Haaland goes off injured. Something like that, because he's number 11. That's why he got 4 assists and 1 goal. Has he done that this season yet? That guy, that Doku? I'm sure he hasn't. I'm sure he's not done that. Because it's game week 11, is absolutely putting the game of his life. Steps up, gets the opportunity. Like, give me a break, man. Because of the code. These players are doing what they're doing because of that code. All right, guys. God bless you all. If you've not hit the like, will you do me that favor? I would greatly appreciate it. I might go live tomorrow. I don't know what I'm doing. Don't have to coach. I know that for a fact. Might have a bit more spare time. I've got church. Church, baby. All right. Thank you. Klopp's Premier League record is 192. 1 and 44 losses, can stay on 44 before he gets his 193rd win. All right, that's quality. The 193-44 connection's huge with the prime. Thank you for that. I'll get that Liverpool game right. What do you think about them saying Luis Diaz's parents being kidnapped? They're all holding up the shirt with number 7, weren't they? Which is, again, like the Newcastle game where they won 8-0 and a record 8 different scorers right after number 8 died in the women's team. And there was a minute silence after 8 minutes, and their record signing's number 8. It's like, for all of that to happen, and they were wearing number 8 on the back of the jerseys right before the game. It's like, do they all know that? Are they all that sadistic and sick in the head and keeping it quiet? I'm like, oh, I don't think so. And then you watch the goals, you're like, it's so perfect how it all happens. So are they all aware? I just can't believe that they're all aware. I don't think they're all aware. Hey, much love, NR. I can't for a second believe that they're all in on it, deceiving us knowingly. I think they've been deceived themselves, these celebrities. That's why so many of them are miserable and unfulfilled. I think they've been greatly deceived by the serpent, who's deceived us all at some point as well. It's not like he hasn't deceived me. I just see through him now. I have God in my life. Without the eyes of the Holy Spirit, he just destroys people. The devil. He knows how to play with the mind. So yeah, I enjoyed this live stream today. There's not many people here, but I like the fact that you guys were leaving your finds. 1 second. Sorry for zooming in. I'm just reading something. Showing off your skills. Quality stuff. Definitely feel people are getting better. As am I. That's the goal, yeah? All right, guys. Got to send these books. 3 people now. Is it just A-list celebrities? I believe so. I believe at that level, yes. I'm not going to give them a free pass. I think A-list, yeah, they know. Top dogs know that they're doing black magic, they're working for Satan. They do know. They probably burn Bibles and mock Christ and doing all sorts of stuff. I don't think it's every single person who has influence on the world stage. No way. All right. Thank you. Take care. God bless you all. And I'll maybe go live tomorrow. Take care. God wins, baby. Woo-hoo.